So my birthday was a couple weeks ago, so I have some new stuff to play with, some of which I haven't even used yet. I have this fun little kit from Benefit, Primping with the Stars, so I'm just gonna see how I like my new stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first things first, I got a new sunscreen. This is from Coola, and it's the Cucumber Moisturizer, and it's just a really lightweight moisturizer. It's perfect for the summer, or all year round, really. So I'm just gonna put that all over. And this has SPF 30 in it. And then I'm gonna go in with my primer, the Professional. Everybody raves about this, and I've never actually used it before, so I'm so excited to finally try this. Dab this on. Very silicone-y feeling. And then I have this cute little Stay Don't Stray eye primer. Dab that on there. Blend it out with my ring finger. And this does say to take it under your eyes too. This is nice. It's like, you know, it cancels out the redness and whatever you have going on. It's kind of creamy feeling, but you know, very lightweight. It's not thick at all. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take some old school stuff. This is my Wet n Wild Creme Brulee, and I'm just gonna put this all over the lid, just basically as like a base. And I use this even when I'm not wearing any eyeshadow, except for this, just to help set my eyes, you know, because I'll always put like foundation over my eyes or whatever. And this just helps it so that that foundation doesn't crease, you know, and it's just a nice light color to help brighten up that area. And then I'm going to go in with this Physicians Formula Riviera Strip Sand Bronzer. And I'm just going to take this fatty blending brush and just kind of swirl it around the whole thing. And I'm just going to take that all over the lid and kind of blend it up into the crease. But I'm not going to do too much eyeshadow, so this is just going to be like my one color. So I'm just going to blend that out. And this is, you know, not very dark or anything, but it does add a nice little bit of bronzy shimmer. Summertime, I'm all about the bronzy shimmer glow. So just windshield wiper motions in the crease. Again, this isn't a very dark color, so I don't even know if you can see this, but it's just adding a little hint. Now that we've given our primer a little bit of time to set, I'm going to go in with this foundation. This is the Some Kind of Gorgeous, I think this is like a cream to powder kind of a dealio. I'm not really sure. And this is in the shade medium, which I'm a little afraid is going to be kind of dark, but we'll see. Let's just take it with, this is, you know, just a little. Okay, so the color doesn't look bad, actually. I don't know, it feels really thick on my face. That's so weird because it looks like it's going on so thin. Like there's not a lot of coverage. Oh my gosh, it feels so thick. That's really weird. Yeah, I don't know about this stuff. While that is setting, I'm going to take this Girl Meets Pearl, and I think this is just like a shimmer, so I'm just going to put it on my cheeks as more like a highlight. And I think you can either like put it on under your foundation or mix it in with your foundation. I can't even see any shimmer. Maybe I blotted it all out. Okay, so very subtle, we'll call that. Woozy wellsy. Okay, let's go in with some concealer now. This is Erase Paste. This I really like, and I'm just gonna take this with my ring finger, kind of blot it. It's a nice salmon-y color, so it'll really cancel out all of your dark circles. And man, you know, I never used to have really bad dark circles under my eyes, but since I had kids and they don't like to let me sleep, I'm exhausted. I'm sure you can tell by my awesome bags. This does seem to be covering them up pretty nicely though. Not so much the puffiness, but you know, what are you gonna do? I'm actually just gonna blend that out a little bit with my sponge. Now I'm going to take this Benetint, and this is just a cheek tint. And it looks like, you know, almost like a nail polish wand, and you're supposed to do like 3 stripes on your cheek and then blend it out. Oh, that's pretty. Very subtle. It kind of reminds me of the Balm Staniac, which I love. Blends out really nicely and easily. It's a really watery formula, but that's pretty. Just gives you a nice glow, nice natural looking rosiness to your cheeks. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on my nose and chin, just to give a little color to my entire face. Okay, there we go. That's nice. Of course, now I have a red finger. I'll just go do some dishes. That ought to take care of it. Okay, so let's finish up the eyes. So now I have Benefit's Their Real Push-Up Liner. This is their new gel liner it's like a gel pen. And this isn't out yet. I think it's coming out on the 27th. I got this at Generation Beauty, and it's obviously just the sample size. And I've been using it, and I have a few issues with it. The gel itself is matte, and it has fantastic staying power. It will last all day, doesn't budge. It's great. But once it sets, you can't really go back over it or it starts getting chunky. So you have to work pretty quickly, and then you can't really touch it up later or add to it or something. So if you do one eye and then your next eye is a little bit thicker, so you try to go and thicken up this side, you're going to have some trouble. The application is fairly straightforward, but it does take a little bit of getting used to, just because, you know, you push up the gel and it says, like, the directions say one click, and one click never does anything for me. Maybe in the full size it would work better, but in this one I have to do a couple of clicks. Some tricks that I learned for doing this is, so you click it up and you put it on, and then it's got this rubber tip. Let's see, can you see that? This rubber tip that's pretty flexible, and you can use the back of it, this super pointy end, for, you know, smudging it out and getting that nice line, getting a nice point at the end. And if you press harder, you're going to get a thicker line. So if you press really gently, you're going to get a nice thin line. So depending on what you want your liner to look like, you know, you can either go in with a heavy hand or a light hand and get a different look. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to do like a crazy cat eye today, or a crazy wing, but I'm just going to draw the outer corner. And then I'm gonna stabilize my eye, and you can hold it, you know, both at the top and stretch it out if you need to, depending on how loose your skin is around your eyes. You know, if you're young, you may not even need to do this, but and a good way to do it is to kind of like do little stamps across and then smudge it, or not smudge it, but, you know, drag it across to smooth it out. See, I already feel like I need another click. And there's like, somebody says like one click will do both eyes. Absolute nonsense. It's always difficult to match them up, you know? And my eyes are not even the same shape, so I can never seem to do this very well. Which isn't usually a problem, except that not being able to go back over it because it's already dry, you know, it means you have to do it perfect the first time, which, let's face it, not many of us are capable of doing. The actual product, the gel, is super, super awesome. And while I like the idea of having the 2-in-1, you know, applicator, I don't know, I kind of miss my brush, but maybe just because I'm used to it, you know. This is a totally new product. It's one of those things that you're just going to have to get used to. Using that back end of the applicator, though, is so nice for when you want to smooth out your line and not add any more product. Because that's when you end up piling up the thicker line, is because you go to smooth it out and you end up just putting more eyeliner on. So if you use the back end, you're not adding more product and you can still smooth it out. So that part I really do like. That has been working out nicely for me. Okay, that looks fairly even, wouldn't you say? So we'll just leave it at that. This is my Sonia Kashuk Tinted Brow Gel. similar to like Gimme Brow from Benefit, except that it has a big fat wand, and Gimme Brow has a tiny wand, which is actually a bit easier to use. But the Sonia Kashuk isn't bad. You know, I like the formula and everything, but it does have a big fat wand on it. So if you do not have big bushy eyebrows like I do, you might have some issues using it. But it's also like, you know, $5 as opposed to $20 or however much Gimme Brow is. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm trying this new technique of like pulsing it instead of just holding it. Seems to be working pretty well. There we go, nicely curled lashes. I'm gonna use their Real mascara. This is a really great mascara. I did, if you follow me on Instagram, I did a side-by-side shot of using their Real and Cargo HD mascara. And the Cargo actually went on really nicely and just gave me super full lashes. You know, maybe even a little better than their Real. But the Cargo is much stiffer, and I rubbed my eyes and the Cargo was like flake city on this side, and their Real did not flake at all. So if you want a mascara that doesn't flake, their Real will do it. I'm just wiggling at the root and pulling up. And this has, can you see the tip? It has like that little spiky ball on the end, and you can use that to separate your lashes so that you don't get those clumps. I will say this about that liner though, it does definitely seep down into the corner of my eye big time. And just to add a little pop of color, I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Color Tattoo. This is in the color Edgy Emerald. I love this color. I'm kind of obsessed with this color lately. And I'm just gonna smudge it under my eyes. I'm really loving this look. This is like such a trendy look right now, to do a pop of color under your eyes. And I love it. It's just so fun. And it's kind of subtle and easy. You know, you don't really notice it from far away, but then you get in close and you're like, hey, look at that. You have some teal on your eyes. For the longest time, I was obsessed with bringing out my hazel eyes or the green in my eyes to try to, you know, and only ever use colors that I thought would complement my eye color. You know, lots of like rosy pinks and plums. But then I eventually was like, screw that. I'm just gonna use whatever the heck color I want to use on my eyes and not worry about it, you know? Because I felt like I was missing out on so many fun colors just because I was constantly trying to use the colors I was supposed to use for my hazel eyes. So now I just use whatever I want, and honestly, I don't think it makes much of a difference. Sure, maybe some colors bring out my eyes differently, but who cares? My eyes still look pretty, even if they don't look super green or super gold or whatever. Oh, by the way, this is just my NYX lip pencil that I always use. I'm just gonna color in. I love these lip pencils. They just make such a great base for whatever you're putting on. And then I'm gonna go in with this NYX Butter Gloss. I got this in my Ipsy bag. This is in the color Creme Brulee. And I just think that it's such a pretty nude color. And I love this gloss. They're super buttery and creamy. So there we go, a nice muted pink lip, a natural eye with that pop of teal for fun. So I'm gonna go do my hair. So I totally forgot to put mascara on my bottom lashes. So anyway, that's my fun little pop of color summer look. Happy summer to everybody! Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.